up, everybody? My name's Ben.
And I'm Ben.
And this is the Wombo Combo Show. Second episode here that we will be without Lou. He is in Denver still.
Yes, he's in Denver.
He's in Denver. He's out to lunch right now. We asked him if he would jump in chat and answer questions for you, but he's at lunch right now. I'm just hating on Lou right now. That's all. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. I did. I had a lot of turkey, a lot of mashed potatoes, and some stuffing, and I ended up sitting on the couch watching football all day. How was your Thanksgiving, man?
It was pretty good.
Yeah, get to spend some time with some fam.
Yeah, I spent with my dad, my sister.
That's what it's
finally met her boyfriend and everything. So yeah, no, good dude.
He's a good dude?
Yeah, good dude.
All right, you checked out, brother. You're lucky. Let's get into some football here. We do have a lot to talk about. Whether it was the Thursday games, the Friday games, or the news that happened after each of those. A lot of things to talk about, and a lot of games coming up tomorrow. So let's jump right on into it. First game we're going to cover is the one with the most amount of news. Yeah. This was the Bears heading over to Ford Field to take on the Detroit Lions to start off our day there. Noon kickoff football. Great for me. Woke up, big old cup of coffee, piece of pumpkin pie for breakfast. Can't beat that.
Yeah, no.
Pumpkin pie and whipped cream for breakfast? Yes. This was the Bears and the Detroit Lions. Ended up being 20-23. Probably should have went to overtime, but a guy who's a worse coach than both you and me ended that game miserably. Dude, 33 seconds on the clock.
And they were in Lion territory. They were on the other side of the 50. Like they were at like the 45 or something.
41.
Like 41.
41 after the sack.
Yeah.
So they were at the 33.
Yeah,
he gets sacked.
There was 30 seconds left after the
sack.
After the sack. Yeah.
They didn't hurry to the line.
They didn't hurry the line. They could have called the timeout. They didn't call the timeout with 30 seconds. And when they were lined up, there was 15 seconds left on the clock. Caleb Williams did not snap the ball until there was like 7 seconds left.
7 seconds is exactly right. That is the number that it was.
Like,
I want to know from you. I'm going to give my scenario of what I would have done, and then you tell me if you would have done the same thing or anything a little bit different, and if so, why. If I would have gotten Caleb Williams sacked on third down there, so it's coming up on third down, 33 seconds left. We're at the 41-yard line. I'm taking my timeout right there. Right there.
After the sack?
After the sack.
Yeah, that's when I'm taking the
I'm regrouping.
Too. Yeah.
I'm going to put Caleb Williams back in. I'm going to have Komet and DJ Moore, who was blowing up yesterday.
Yeah.
Blowing up. I'm going to have them both run curl out routes towards the sideline. Hopefully, we can hit one of those two guys. If not, we're at the 41-yard line. We can kick a field goal.
Yeah. Then we're in a dome. It was in Detroit.
Yeah. So you would have done the same thing as me?
I would have done the same thing.
I don't know. I absolutely do not understand what that Eberflus guy was doing. Thank God for Chicago's Bears fans that he was fired. That dude literally, he gave his press conference afterwards and was like, "Nah, I still got my job."
I wouldn't have if I was the owner if I was the owner watching this game. After seeing that, I would have called down to the sideline.
You're out, bud.
Been like, "You're done. Don't even bother doing the press conference. Pack your shit. Leave.
Get at.
Yeah. Get at in that."
I believe it.
Oh my goodness. He wouldn't have had an after game press conference because he would have been fired immediately.
I told you this joke earlier, but I wanted to tell it to the crowd. Matt Eberflus walks into the Chicago Bears office. Chicago Bears go, "Matt Eberflus, you're fired." Matt Eberflus goes, "Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa.
Time out."
Whoa.
I know, it's a dad joke. Whatever.
Whoa.
The new head coach, he's got a little bit of a background story to him. Have you heard of him? His name's Thomas Brown.
No, I don't know. Is this the interim?
He's going to be the interim head coach.
Interim head coach?
Yeah, his name's Thomas Brown. Last year, he was the offensive coordinator for the Panthers.
Okay.
He was Bryce Young's first-year guy. Mm-hmm. That wasn't really that great. He came over this year to the Bears, was the passing game coordinator to start the year.
Okay.
They fired Shane Steichen.
Yeah,
not Shane Steichen. Shane Waldron was his name.
Their offensive coordinator.
Yep, they fired him November 12th, I believe it was.
Okay.
He got promoted to offensive coordinator. They fired the head coach yesterday, and now he's the head coach. So he's gone from passing coordinator to head coach in the matter of like 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's
congratulations, buddy.
Nice, man.
Other people's problems are your success. So. Let's take a look at some stats in this game here, guys. First, we'll start out with the Bears because there actually is some decent stats. Caleb Williams sucked first half.
He was awesome.
Absolutely awful. I think he was like 5 of 15 or something like that. Second half, baller.
Way better.
Baller.
Way better.
End stats, he ended up 20 of 39, 256 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, guys. 99% of that was in the second half. He did nothing first half. DeAndre Swift, kind of a little bit slow. He had 11 for 39 yards. Through the air, he had 2 catches for 35. That's
Lions are good. They got a good run defense.
Yeah.
They're good at stopping the run.
so we had, guys, and I'll announce those winners here shortly. We had our contest to pick a team. Build your Thanksgiving fantasy football team.
Okay.
We ended up having 3 winners from our 3 different posts we put out. I'll announce those winners here in a little bit. DeAndre Swift was the lowest scoring running back of all of them.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know who the highest one was, just out of curiosity?
On Thursday?
On Thursday. It's a very unexpected name at running back. His first touchdown of the year.
Wasn't Gibbs.
It was Rico.
Rico had
Rico was the number one.
He had over 100 yards on a tutty.
Yep. Number 1 quarterback was Caleb Williams. Number 1 wide receiver was DJ Moore. And the number 1 defensive player was McKinney for the Green Bay Packers. Like I said, stick in chat here if you're one of the winners. We're going to announce you here shortly.
I left DJ Moore off my
I put him on the
top
bench.
10 wide receiver list. But like he was if I did honorable mentions, he was an honorable mention.
He's an honorable mention.
because
I can see
think going down the stretch, he's going to be hot.
You think he's going to be hot now?
Yeah, I think he's going to be hot.
Okay.
Now. I think they probably him and Caleb Williams have probably found some type of rhythm now.
Getting
looks
it
like it
together.
has been the last couple weeks.
Absolutely.
So-
absolutely. A couple weeks ago, you had mentioned that if any of them was going to have boom weeks, it was most likely going to be DJ Moore. And then you also said he's probably got at least one more 30-game game in his tank for the rest of the season.
Probably for sure. Yeah.
And he hasn't even hit that one yet. He's still doing good.
Yeah. Keenan Allen technically had the better fantasy day.
He did, and I played Keenan Allen. Thank God, Keenan Allen, that you did well. He lost his helmet. You got to see the top of his bald head. He threw the ball at the referee.
Right.
He was not very happy.
No.
I would be in the same
He
boat.
got his helmet ripped off. And there was no penalty for that.
And he got a penalty for throwing the football.
Yeah, because
Anyways, I think that
Tantrum.
was dumb. I think it should have been offsetting. Let's move on. But anyways, DJ Moore, we were talking wide receivers. He's just said that him and Caleb Williams kind of getting a connection. 8 receptions, 97 yards, and a touchdown. Keenan Allen, 5 catches, 73 yards, 2 touchdowns. Great game if you played either one of those guys. I know that me and Ben are both kind of wishy-washy with our opinions on the Chicago Bears wide receivers because they're so unreliable week over week.
I think you can start trusting DJ Moore
yeah.
now every week.
I think so too. I think you can at least expect that his floor is somewhere in like the 13 to 15 range.
Yeah, it's
I think he's gonna do all right.
double-digit points.
He could be comparable to maybe Cooper Kupp, I think. Cooper. Because Cooper's going to get 60 yards, 10 catches, or he's going to get 8 catches for 97 yards, something like that. So I could see DJ Moore staying in that range too. They are still technically able to get a playoff spot. So
Technically.
the season is not over for them. Taking a look at the other side of the football here, we had Jared Goff, 21 of 34, a little bit slower day for him. He was really hot in the first half, kind of slowed down second half. 221 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. They tried to let Penei Sewell throw the ball once. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that.
Stat about Penei Sewell, that's their right tackle. He is the only offensive lineman to not allow a sack all season and also be sacked. How about that one? How about that one?
That's wild.
Yep, he got sacked on the play that they tried the trick play with him. Looking at some other players on this team, it was Jahmyr Gibbs for yards and efficiency, but it was the David Montgomery day.
Yeah.
David Montgomery, ex-Bear, they threw him in there to eat against his old team. He had 21 carries, 88 yards, guys. He also caught 3 balls for 36 yards. Great day for David Montgomery. Jahmyr Gibbs also did really well. He had 9 carries for 87 yards, averaging 9.7 yards a carry. That's freaking really good.
Yeah.
He also caught 2 balls for 17. Not much to write about there.
He
but
lost a fumble.
He did lose that fumble at the 5-yard line. He got crushed, though.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, he got crushed. But but fantasy-wise, he lost those points.
He did lose a couple points because of that. Your hot take, J-Mo, didn't work out.
Listen, David Montgomery and Gibbs are they're Kamara-esque.
Yeah.
now because they get you 10 points
Both of 'em.
basically every week.
Both of them.
This is the first time Gibbs has not gotten double-digit points this year.
Oh, he got double digits.
No, he didn't.
In PPR, he did.
In full PPR, yeah, but in
yeah.
our league,
In half PPR,
in
he had
half
like
PPR,
8.
it was like 9 something.
8, 9, yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's his lowest point total.
Just got a quick
year.
update on, it looks like Austin Eckler is going to be placed on IR. Oh,
Really? Breaking news?
yes. Austin just happened right now. They also just waived first-round pick Emmanuel Forbes from last season.
Oh, he was so
He's
bad,
terrible,
though,
yeah.
dude. Like,
That is breaking news, though. That just came out. Washington Commanders have placed Austin Eckler on IR. He'll miss at least 4 games with his concussion recovery. And Emmanuel Forbes, the first-round pick of the Washington Commanders last season, has been released. He will pass through waivers. Terrible in coverage, so I don't see anybody really fighting for him unless they really need to fill a spot. Let's get back on this game here. Sorry, I seen that pop up, and I was like, oh, we got to cover that. Amon-Ra, he had 5 catches for 73 yards. He was, in our wide receiver poll, the second lowest wide receiver on the day when it comes to fantasy points. Didn't do bad, but the other guys that we had as options ended up doing better. The worst one was CD.
yeah, I can see that.
Tim
He
Patrick-
didn't even really play the second.
He
We'll get
didn't-
to that.
Yeah,
later
we'll
for
get
the
to
game.
that. That's the next one we're going to talk about. Other than that, though, he did say J-Mo was going to have a potential boom day.
He didn't.
He didn't really have a boom day. Now, he did end up with like 9 PPR points, but it wasn't anything crazy. The
Yeah.
biggest thing I wanted to mention before we move on from this game, other than Eberflus being fired and that whole debacle, was Sam Laporta, 3 catches, 6 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
If you played Sam Laporta yesterday, you really lucked out because he caught all of their touchdowns in the end zone. I think he had every one of their offensive touchdowns. And if I'm not, I'm not incorrect.
Yeah.
He did have every single one of their offensive touchdowns. So Jake Bates was like the best player in that game. I played Jake Bates. I was pretty happy about it. Let's move on to the next one here, if my computer allows us. Jeez, what was going on there?
I don't know.
Next game, I took the Giants in this one. They didn't win. They got eliminated from the playoffs. The Cowboys were able to push through. From Micah Parsons himself, we coming. Yeah, right, bro. You beat the Giants. You
We didn't talk
suck.
about Matt Eberflus getting fired. Or did we?
We did.
Oh, yeah, we talked
Yeah,
about it
we
before.
surely did. That's
we
how
did.
we started.
did before.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good, dude. Me and Ben played in a turkey bowl this morning, so we're a little
we're-
beat up, a little more tired than normal.
Did a lot of running today. I don't normally run.
I can't lie. I played all-time quarterback, so I shouldn't be as tired as he is, but I am. Taking a look at the stats in this game, Drew Lock came in at quarterback. Now, I think you got a little bit better quarterback play, but the offensive line is so bad that he can't play in it.
Yeah, no, the Giants are just bad.
They're really
It-
bad.
and
There are only 2 players on that
Yeah.
whole team. 3 players on that whole team that I can think of that are even worth them keeping around.
Yeah.
Maybe Brian Burns too, but they could trade him away too. Like Tracy, you got Neighbors.
Didn't
and
they just trade for him?
They just did, but I mean, at this point in time, you're like 2-10, bro. You need
Yeah,
draft
true.
picks, not a guy in his 30s or in
Yeah.
his late 20s. Anyways, let's get to some stats here. Drew Lock ran 4 times. He almost had 2 touchdowns. Ended up with 1. One of them got stopped at the 1-yard line. That was his most successful football. He also threw 32 times. Only had 21 completions, 78 yards, and an interception.
Yeah.
I believe he had a fumble as well. I'm pretty darn sure.
I think he
fumble
did
as
too.
well. Tyrone Tracy did get into the end zone. He only rushed 9 times for 32 yards. They did use Devin Singletary a good bit in this game. He had 7 carries, but only for 23 yards. Not a lot of production anywhere in the running back game. Just Tracy because he caught 2 passes for 33 and got that touchdown. That's what held him in as a good play. Malik Neighbors, 8 catches, 69 yards. That's not terrible.
Not
Gives
terrible.
you-
Full
gives you
PPR is
almost-
good.
Yeah, it's like a 15-point PPR day. Theo Johnson in this game, their tight end. I did want to mention him,
Yeah, rookie tight end.
well, for this reason. 5 catches, 54 yards, done for the season.
Really?
Yes, he hurt his
When
foot.
did he get hurt?
He hurt his foot during the game. He is done for the rest of the season.
Wow.
So is Dexter Lawrence.
Wow.
Yes. So the
Giants
Giants
are hurting.
Giants are extra hurting. There isn't much left on their team from the start of the season. Our boy that we like to sing about. One day he did nothing. He didn't do anything. Looking at the other team, the Cowboys here, guys. Cooper Rush, pedestrian day, not a great day. 21 of 36, 195 yards and a touchdown.
He's a backup.
He's the backup. He rushed 5 times for 0
not
yards.
Like he's gonna go 300 yards, 4 touchdowns.
He went 300 yards without 4 touchdowns.
I know, but he's still a backup quarterback.
He's still a backup. He's serviceable. I can't really hate on him too much. He did win this football game. Rico Dowdle, who I mentioned earlier, was the number one Thanksgiving number one Thanksgiving running back. If you were a part of our contest, he ran 22 times for 112 yards and a touchdown. He was used 3 times through the air. He caught 3 balls for 11 yards. So pretty decent day for him. Brandon Cook's first game back, he caught a touchdown, only at 16 yards on 3 catches. But hey, he's back. Considerable option in deep leagues. Not really a great option, especially with Cooper at quarterback. CeeDee Lamb, lowest scoring wide receiver in our list of fantasy players to pick through. He had 2 catches for 39 yards. Kevontae Turpin just continues to make sure that we have to mention his name in football games, man.
I know, dude.
He did decent in the return game again in this game. He also had 4 catches for 53 yards. Oh, it doesn't show his. I guess he didn't have a kick return. I could have sworn he did. Maybe I'm confusing it with a different one. But either way, Overshown's interception for a touchdown was dope.
Yeah,
Did you see that?
Yeah, he tipped it.
He
caught it himself and then returned it,
dude,
for a touchdown.
So sick that he had the hand-eye coordination to not only tip that ball like he said, but then track it out of the air, catch it, and run it into the end zone. That was super cool.
Yeah,
Probably the coolest play of that game, to be honest. Other than that, though, not a ton to talk about with the Cowboys. CeeDee Lamb kind of slow. Zeke Elliott's officially only getting used like 1 time a game. They gave the ball to Hunter Lepke, the fullback, more than they gave it to Zeke. So that kind of tells you where he's at in his career.
Well, he's done.
Yeah, he's definitely done. On Micah Parsons' note, we're back or we're coming or whatever the hell you said. You're not, bro.
No, because you just beat an awful team in the Giants.
You beat a 2-10 team.
They're awful.
Yeah.
They have injuries everywhere. They're just a bad team now.
We getting a bunch of boys back off of IR. You just wait. We coming. You're not.
Yeah.
You are not doing that.
The O-line is trash. They're not going to be good at all. Like,
nope. Next game we're going to talk about. This one was probably the most exciting, would you say? It was fun to watch.
Yeah, this one, they were all fun to watch.
They were all fun to watch. I would say that this one had the most potential for a comeback. I didn't think that the Giants would come back. No matter what, I just didn't think that they would come back.
Yeah, they were trying to.
They were trying to, but I just didn't think they would. We'll start out with the Dolphins stats. The game ended up 30-17, Packers beating the Dolphins. Tua apparently can't win a football game when it's cold outside.
Yeah, no.
Apparently that's the thing.
No, they don't win in cold weather.
Ever. Tua ended up throwing 46 times in this game. He had 37 completions, which is really good. 365 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Oddly enough, Raheem Mostert started running the football again, which hasn't been a thing over the last 2 weeks.
The Dolphins could not run the football.
No, they couldn't run the football at all. Here's the full running stats for the Dolphins team. They combined for a total of 39 yards over 3 different backs, running 14 times. Raheem Mostert, 19 yards on 5 carries. Devon Achane, who you would expect to be big numbers, regardless of what's going on, 7 rushes. He only averaged 2 yards a carry. He had 14 yards. And then Tua ran twice for 6 yards. So not a lot going on.
Yeah.
Your boy John.
I mean, yeah, I do. Telling you.
He has shot his way to the tops of the list for tight ends. I would put him in a top 5 tight end situation, maybe even top 3.
I mean, last 3 weeks he's been top 3.
Yeah, Brock Bowers, Kelsey, him.
Mm-hmm.
I can't
throwing Kittle everywhere.
Oh my goodness! I screwed that up. Take Kelsey out, put Kittle in. That was my mistake. But Jonnu Smith has been doing amazing. He had 10 receptions for 113 yards last night. No touchdowns, but still pretty good. I won't even tell everyone who you benched to play Jonnu. Brock Bowers.
Oh yeah,
I will tell them.
What are you talking about?
I will tell them.
But in Super League, I benched Brock Bowers and played Smith.
You did.
And in my Dynasty League, I play them both.
So you did have some smarts to you in that effect. Tyreek Hill caught a touchdown. He had 6 catches and 83 yards. good day for Tyreek Hill. Probably one of his better that we've seen out of him in the last couple weeks here with Tua being back. This is probably his highest point scoring
The
for
touchdown
fantasy.
he caught went through Smith's hands.
Yeah.
Did you see
Yeah,
that?
yeah. It bounced off. That is true. That was a cool touchdown. Devon Achane did save his day, though. We've been kind of saying this every week since Tua's been back. It's a broken record.
They love using him in the passing
They
game.
like to use him, dump down passes to Achane where he's already got open field to run. That's what they like. Achane got a touchdown, 56 yards on 8 catches. That's where he had all his fantasy points. He did not run the football at all very well. Jalen Waddle kind of went back down to earth.
What you normally expect from Jalen Waddle.
Went back down to earth. He had 4 catches, 53 yards. That isn't terrible. It isn't amazing, but I mean, it's better than nothing, which is what he was doing before.
Yeah, it was like 9 something and half PPR.
Yeah, 9.5-ish, which isn't terrible. Other side of the football, Jordan Love, second highest quarterback. Second highest quarterback in our fantasy Thanksgiving thing.
Yeah.
The number one was Tua.
Yeah.
Tua was the top quarterback. Jordan Love, very accurate in this game, 75% accuracy. He was 21 of 28 for 274 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Got that turkey leg he didn't get the year before. They finally got it to him, Fox Football did. Josh Jacobs, yet another great day. 4 catches, 74 yards, 19 carries, only 43 yards, but he punched one in on the ground. So great day for him. They used Chris Brooks a couple times. Kind of a newer revelation. He was on the Miami Dolphins. I think that had something to play with it. He just knows their defense, so that's why they played him. But we'll see moving forward if Chris Brooks has a role in that offense. He didn't do terrible, 9.3 yards a carry on 3 carries. Best person to catch the ball on the Green Bay Packers was also a tight end. Tight ends ruled the day in this game. 6 catches, 78 yards for Tucker Kraft. That's not bad at all. I ended up benching him for Cade Otton. Cade, I hope you do better than 6 catches for 78 yards because I'm not too happy that I did that. Christian Watson, your boy, he had the most yards when it comes to a wide receiver, 67 yards. He only had 2 catches, though.
Yeah.
8.7 PPR. Not the greatest if you had to play him.
No.
You shouldn't have had to play him. There's no bye weeks this week. Why would you have to?
He's like an Alex Pierce, He'll either do this or
nothing.
And nothing. or
maybe
throw
a touchdown on there.
Throw a touchdown on there too.
Yeah.
But
we thought Dontavian Wicks might have an uptick with Romeo Doubs being out. Kinda, not really though.
Not really though.
He ended up with 7 fantasy points PPR. He had 4 catches for 30 yards. The guy to really talk about here was Jaden Reed.
Yeah.
3 catches, 24 yards. He was the red zone target. He caught both. 2 of his 3 catches were touchdowns. He ended up with like 19 in PPR, but that also includes the fact that you and I play in leagues that have return yards. So there's probably a little bit difference. Jaden Reed had some return yards in this game as well.
So
other than that,
I have him in that dynasty league that's full PPR.
Yeah.
But no return yards.
Okay.
So
do you remember what he had?
It was like 19.
19-ish. Yeah, that's what I kind of figured. So I think our return yards make up for the PPR aspect, the half PPR aspect.
Yeah.
Other than that, so that covers the 3 games for our Thanksgiving.
From Thursday.
Yeah, from Thursday. And that's where our post came from. So I did want to announce our winners for that. So we had 3 different winners. The first winner with the highest score was Michael A. Harris. He had a score of 75.7. He picked 3 of the 4 best players to possibly pick.
Okay.
He didn't pick McKinney. He had Parsons as his defensive player.
Yeah.
But he had Caleb Williams. He had DJ Moore. And then he had Achane. So he had the highest score of anybody. From our other page, from our Facebook page, our number 1 winner was Steve Short. So shout out to Steve Short. Congratulations, man. He ended up with a score of 68. Nice. So that was his winning score. And then our third score comes from, if anyone knows what NFL Memes is, it's a real big Facebook page. They have a real big presence across Twitter and everything. We did a poll there, too, and our winner was Kevin Cuds. So, Kevin, congratulations, man. He only had a score of 56.2. People were all betting the Lions in that poll. So that was out of 500 different applications who put in for this. Michael A. Harris, Steve Short, and Kevin Cuds. Congratulations, guys. You are our winners of the Thanksgiving Pick'em. So, Yay. Congratulations to you.
Did they win anything? What did they win?
They won me saying their name on the podcast.
Okay.
How great.
Okay.
Sorry, we're poor
Oh,
guys.
my
If
goodness.
we had more money, I would give you something. But for now, you just get accolades. Let's move into the next game here. This was the Raiders and the Chiefs. This game, it had the same kind of vibe as the freaking Bears, you know? We have the ball. We could win this game. Let's screw it up real quick so that we don't, because we want to make sure we get a top draft pick.
Yeah.
That's literally what that seemed like.
Let's snap the ball and the quarterback's not paying attention.
Yeah.
That's what we'll do.
Like, why would you snap the ball if you didn't say hike?
I don't-
Or
I
like,
don't-
because
I
you
don't
know that's
Well,
not.
Yeah. I mean, this game was in Arrowhead.
It was in air.
So-
Yeah, but I don't know. Still, what could you have possibly heard from a fan?
I understand that. But whenever when teams are on the road like that in
Little
a
antsy,
very
yeah.
hostile
Yeah.
environment, they
I can
do
see it.
use a silent count. So and that's just based on timing
True,
and everything.
and with the
so-
shortness of AOC's time in practice, maybe they didn't get that silent count down as well as they wanted to. I do want to say though,
he had a good game.
he had a really good game.
He had a good game.
He did against the Kansas City Chiefs
Whose
guys.
defense has been playing pretty good. of
Yeah,
late.
yeah, they honestly have
Uh,
been. And I did want to mention, I want to know from everyone in chat who's watching today, or maybe watching in the future, even whatever. I just want to know from you guys. Do you think that the Kansas City Chiefs are kind of frauds, like with their record 11-1?
Yeah, they look beat. They're very beatable.
They're very
They're not as good as
beatable.
their record says.
Like, dude, you just barely beat the Vegas Raiders. You barely beat the Carolina Panthers.
Broncos.
You only beat the Broncos because of a blocked field goal. You only beat the Ravens
Yeah.
because of the toe tap with likely out of bounds at
Yeah.
the beginning of the season. And there's
They
another
barely
one.
beat the Bengals. They only beat the Bengals by a field goal.
Yeah.
or a
Oh,
point.
yeah. Most of their wins are field goals. And there's another
They
game,
played
though.
in one-score games all year.
Yeah. I think that the Kansas City Chiefs, while don't get me wrong, I think they're good. I think they're frauds. I don't think that they deserve to have 11-1 record. They look like an 8-3 or 8-4 team, in my opinion.
Yeah, they shouldn't be 11-1.
Not at all. Let's break down these stats, though, guys, and then we'll get into some predictions for these upcoming games for tomorrow. Aiden O'Connell, 23 completions on 35 attempts, 340 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. I guess that fumble counts against him at the end of the football game, maybe. But
I think it does.
That's not his fault. Sincere McCormick.
Never heard of
Okay.
them.
This is his second week. Now, after the game, the coach Antonio Pierce announced that even when Zamir White and Madison are back, this guy is going to get the totes still.
Okay.
Still. He had a great game.
I mean, he
He
had a good
did.
average.
If you're looking at an undrafted rookie and he went 12 for 62, 5.3 yards a carry,
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking that. That's a cheap budget guy, too. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I had a bet in this game, man. I had Amir Abdullah. He needed to have 20 receiving yards. Amir Abdullah had 14 receiving yards. I would have won $100 on $5. I hit everything else. Real sad about that. Amir Abdullah had 10 carries for 39 yards. Nothing amazing in that aspect. When we're taking a look at guys who caught the football, there's a couple who did really well in this game.
Yeah.
Brock Bowers, 10 catches, 140 yards, and a touchdown. Elite usage. I think that he's number 3 in that list for Offensive Rookie of the Year. I think Jaden Daniels is 1A, Bo Nix is 1B, and he is number 3.
Yeah, I would agree.
That's
I would
just
agree.
yeah. Jacoby Myers has been great a past couple weeks. Last week he ended up with about 20 points PPR. This week he ends up with around 16. He had 6 catches for 97 yards, no touchdowns. He really slowed down in the second half. He started the first quarter really hot, didn't have another catch until the final 2 minutes of the game. But Jacoby Myers did pretty decent. I'm rating him in as a wide receiver 3 flex for the rest of the season. He's been putting up numbers that are
not bad.
useful.
Yeah.
Trey Tucker had 1 catch. It was a big catch. 58 yards and a touchdown. He ran
I
once
don't
for
know if it
11.
was necessarily a bomb, but it was a long play.
It was long. It was a long play.
I see one catch, 58 yards, bomb.
Bomb,
Like
yeah.
even if it's even if you take a slant, 58
Yeah.
yards, whatever, it's still a bomb.
Him and DJ Turner for the Raiders. They're very fast. They're very shifty guys. They've
Yeah.
been playing pretty decent over the last couple of weeks. I would consider Trey Turner somebody that you could probably throw on your 12-man bench, maybe your 14-man bench, depending on injuries if you needed somebody. You don't like him?
No.
Ah. He's down there with Wandell Robinson
No.
for him. On the other side of the
Wando
football-
either.
Yeah, I dropped Wandell. There's no more Wandell project in my mind.
Yeah.
I went and picked up Tank Bigsby.
Yeah. Go get that Vele kid.
Oh,
from
Vele, yeah,
Denver.
yeah. Devon Vele would be a great replacement for him.
Go get
Patrick
Vele.
Mahomes, 26 of 46. This is what we're saying. They look beatable because this guy wasn't even accurate. 306 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. He ran twice for 4 yards. I'm just bitter about Patrick Mahomes right now, so I don't really have anything nice to say about him. His gameplay didn't look very good. He almost lost to the Raiders. He was complaining to the refs the entire game as you watched it. I'm not going to lie. I'm not trying to be a jerk or anything, but I'm over Patrick Mahomes.
I am.
I'm
too.
over the Chiefs' success. I'm over Patrick Mahomes. I don't really.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I'm
'Cause
not
they're,
like
they're this century's Patriots.
Yeah, and like I don't like dislike Taylor Swift. Right.
Or decade, not century.
Right.
Decade.
Right. This decade. But
I meant decade.
yeah, decade.
So, yeah.
But I don't hate Taylor Swift, but I'm just over the whole, look, it's the Chiefs and Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, and we're on every freaking commercial on TV every day. Let's go to State Farm and get the discount double. Shut up. I'm tired of it. I am tired of it. You're force feeding me freaking too much, Chiefs. I'll quit my rant, but still, shut up. Stop making commercials with just the Chiefs in it. They suck. Anyways, Isaiah Pacheco comes back this week. He was on a snap count, and that's what we expected. We expected snap count, 7 carries, 44 yards. They also gave the ball to Kareem Hunt 7 times. He only had 15 yards. That should tell you what's going to happen moving forward. DeAndre Johnson, good day, 4 catches, 90 yards. Most of his catches. What did I say?
Johnson.
Oh, wow. Yeah, not DeAndre Johnson.
DeAndre Hopkins.
DeAndre Hopkins. I said Johnson?
No, yeah, you said Johnson.
Oh, man, I'm losing it. Yeah, DeAndre Hopkins. Sorry, guys. Great day for him. Most of his catches were very athletic. They were some, like, real quick, had to make some moves on him. And maybe took a hit after him. Liked how DeAndre Hopkins played. He did have a crucial drop, though. Travis Kelce, 7 catches, most catches on the team. He had 68 yards. Pretty dang good game out of him if you're using him for, tight end. Noah Gray. We weren't sure what was going to be the Noah Gray story coming into this game after having, I think it was 2 touchdowns last week.
2 touchdowns last week. Yep.
He is still getting used. He was the 3rd highest receiver in this game with 4 receptions for 58 yards. Xavier Worthy kind of used, not as much as you were kind of hoping at the beginning of the season. 5 catches, 54 yards. Justin Watson caught their 1 touchdown through the air. And he only had 1 catch anyways. Yeah. Don't pick up Justin Watson. It's not worth your time. But other than that, was there anything else you wanted to cover from our holiday games that we just had? Any news or anything that I may have not hit on, forgot about?
I don't think so.
Okay. We did pretty well on our bets. We were both 75%.
Yeah.
You
we
guys
both won 3 for 4.
You have to check out if you're watching here on YouTube or on TikTok on our pages. We have our picks of who we took for those games. Make sure you check that out. All right, let's get into some predictions. Let's get into some stuff that has not happened yet.
Yeah, let's do it.
We got some good ones. First one is going to be a game that could end up being a upset somehow, I feel.
Somehow, yes, because
this is the AFC South matchup of the week. This is the Houston Texans. They're going to head down to the Jaguars. Now, something I did want to note, Trevor Lawrence is back this week.
Is he?
Yes. So Trevor Lawrence is back.
Jacksonville might have a shot.
Yeah, Jacksonville might have a shot. Also, Tank Bigsby back this week. So everyone's there when it comes to their who they have left, with Christian Kirk and company being out. But I think BTJ gets a bump with Trevor Lawrence being back. I think Ingram gets a bump.
Everyone does.
I think they all do. Yeah, absolutely right. In this game, on the other side of the football, I think that we're perfectly fine with Joe Mixon this week. I think after his debacle last week against the very good Titans defense, I think he'll do well in this game. I think that he'll be the best player in this fantasy player in this whole football game. I'll give C.J. Stroud I don't think C.J. Stroud does better than Trevor Lawrence. How about you?
I don't think he does either.
I think that Trevor Lawrence outplays C.J. Stroud in this game. Whether that means they win or lose, I still think Trevor Lawrence statistically is way better than C.J. Stroud in this football game.
Possibly.
like 300
I mean,
yards.
Stroud has yet to
Do
be,
anything
like-
in weeks.
Yeah, like he's been turning the ball over way
Yeah.
too much.
And you
he's
still have Nico
not playing good.
Collins. You still have Tank Dell. You have Dalton Schultz, and you have Joe Mixon. There aren't any excuses for you.
Yeah,
You know?
So, at least fantasy wise, it's been very disappointing.
Yeah, very disappointing in fantasy. Let's see here. When it comes to the Texans, obviously Nico Collins is a start. I would say your starters and your sits for this week. I would sit Tank Dell. I would start Nico Collins. I would start Joe Mixon. I would probably start Trevor Lawrence in a 2-quarterback system, and then I'm starting BTJ. Other than that, I don't want to play either Jags running back.
Yeah, me either.
I don't want to play Tank Dell. I don't want to play Evan Ingram. Those are the guys that I would stay away from in this football game. You like Evan?
I wouldn't necessarily stay away from Evan Ingram.
Okay. I'm just thinking it's there's no bye weeks this week, so you have everybody possible.
Yeah.
Are you still putting him in the top 10?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. So that maybe if you need him for next week now that Trevor Lawrence is back for that super bye week next week for week 14, the last week before playoffs, snag him if you need him. But you should have somebody else on your team at this point in time instead of Evan Ingram that you should be playing at tight end. He's not going to make our top 10 list. Ben, who do you think wins this game?
I think the Texans win this one.
You think the Texans
Yeah,
pull it out regardless?
Yeah, I don't think the Jaguars are very good. Even with getting Trevor Lawrence back, I don't think they do it.
Okay. I am going to be the devil's advocate to you in this one. I'm going to take the Jaguars. I think that Trevor Lawrence coming back, I think them playing in Duval County gives them a little bit of a juice at Trevor Lawrence Stadium. So I'm going to take the Jags in this one. I know that's a crazy take, guys, but just with the way the NFL is going.
The Jags play better in England.
They do play better in England. You're not wrong. This next game we're going to get into, this one could be absolutely terrible.
This one could be terrible.
This could be the worst football game that someone has to watch.
Or it could be one of the most crazier ones of the day.
Yeah, there could be something happen.
Just because of,
I don't know. This is the Colts, guys. They're going to be heading up to Foxborough to take on the Patriots. Colts still in playoff contention. If the Patriots lose again, they are out of playoff contention. Yes. But let's be honest, they're not making the playoffs. In this game, I think this has the potential to have an upset too. Based on records, I think both teams are about even when it comes to talent on their football teams.
Yeah.
But I feel the Patriots could pull this off at home.
I think they can. I think they will.
You think you
yeah,
are you taking the Patriots?
I'm taking the Patriots.
Dog, I'm taking the Patriots too. I'm not taking the Colts. I know that one of our fans, Red, is a super Colts fan.
Yeah.
Sorry, Red.
Sorry,
man.
Red.
We
don't believe
dude.
in your team, man. I don't believe in them.
So let's look at some fantasy players in this because I think this one will be really easy. If you're in 2 quarterback systems, I would consider Drake May over Anthony Richardson. Would you?
Yes, I would.
I would probably still be playing JT in my running back 2 spot. I know he's been pretty slow over the last 2 weeks. He has lost his running back 1 title. I'm putting him as a running back 2 now. He hasn't eclipsed 10 points in a while.
Yeah.
In a while. I still would play him, though. Michael Pittman had a good week last week. Now, Josh Downs is already marked as out.
Yeah.
So does that give Adonai Mitchell and friends a little bit of, an uptick? Sure. I don't love them, though. If I'm going to play any wide receiver who's on the Colts, it's going to be Michael Pittman.
Yeah.
And I don't really love that.
No, I
either.
wouldn't love it either.
I don't think there's a wide receiver in this game that I would play. I wouldn't play Demario Douglas. I wouldn't play Keyshawn Butte. I don't like any wide receivers in this game, guys. If you're gonna play somebody who catches the football in this game, I think your best option is Hunter Henry.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I think that
Hunter Henry's really the only pass catching option.
The only pass catching option in this game, Hunter Henry, and then I would say Ramondre and JT running back 2s, and then Drake May as a quarterback 2. Would you say anyone else in this game? Maybe a defense is playable? Patriots defense possibly?
Possibly. I mean, both defenses, honestly.
Yeah. These are flyer defense, streamer defenses for this week.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily pick up either one, but
yeah. I mean, it's
just
not a terrible choice to take one of them. I'm sure one of these 2 defenses is going to do really well. But like we said, this is probably the most plain Jane boring game that I've looked at in a while.
Yeah, on paper.
On paper, this is one that I'm like, wow, I can't believe they didn't try to flex this to like Tuesday in the morning. But yeah, we're both taking the Patriots in this one, upsetting the Colts. They are hosting, so maybe that does play into it a little bit. Next game we're going to cover, this should be a good one. These are two evenly matched good teams instead of two evenly matched bad teams.
Yes.
This is the
This one should be a good game.
Yeah, should be really good. This is the Los Angeles Chargers, 7-4, heading out east to take on the Atlanta Falcons, who are 6-5, currently hold top spot in the NFC South. But the NFC South is one game apart. Everybody's pretty dang close except for the Panthers. Let's take a look at some stats here. Who do you think for the Chargers is going to be set starters for this week? We got J.K. out, so
yeah, he's out. Man, without him, it's kind of hard to pinpoint anybody.
Right. Would you play Gus Edwards as a fill-in running back? He's gonna get the totes. Him and Kamani Vidal.
I would I would consider him at flex.
Consider him for a
Gus
flex.
Edwards.
I would consider him for a flex too.
Flex.
I like Ladd.
I like Ladd. Ladd's a start.
I like Herbert as well.
Yeah, but he's not throwing as many touchdowns as he normally was.
No, he ran one last week.
He did run one,
last
week. But he's not
flashy enough for you.
No, but I mean, even just fantasy wise, looking at his numbers.
Yeah, he's like a 17er.
Yeah,
17-pointer.
He's
middle of the pack.
Like at best a quarterback 2 lately.
Okay.
Best.
I would give him quarterback 2 for 2 quarterback sets, and I would say that in one quarterback system, he is a option for matchups. It depends on the matchup. I would say he's a good
yeah.
If you got him and Sam Darnold, you pick through one of them each week and see which one has the better matchup.
I'm sorry if you're stuck with him and Sam Darnold.
Yeah, me too. Other than that, on the Chargers, I don't see a lot. Will Dissly could be a decent play for you. I would put him in the top 12 tight ends as long as he was questionable at the beginning of the week. As long as he's good to go for tomorrow, I would consider Will Dissly a decent tight end, not the best, but a decent one. Like he said, and myself, Ladd McConkey, I like him. I like Gus in the flex, like he said, and then Herbert for 2 quarterback systems is not a bad option. On the other side of the football, are you giving Kirk kind of the same grade? Is he a quarterback 2 option?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Bijan is a set starter in this game. However, the Chargers have a good defense.
Yeah, it's not a great matchup for Bijan, but I would still play him.
Yeah, I would still play him, and I'm still putting him as a running back 1 in this game, probably making top 10-ish running backs of the week.
I would consider him running back 2 against his defense.
Okay, you're going to put him as a running back 2 in this game just because of how good the defense is. I can vibe with that. Would you rather play, and I think both these guys are plays, Drake London, or would you rather have Mooney? I would probably lean Mooney. I'm just going to say that. Just because of the deep ball factor. Drake London, more touchdowns.
I'm going to lean London.
Are you?
Yeah.
I think both are plays. I would give Drake London and Mooney both wide receiver 2 grades, but I would give Mooney a lesser wide receiver 2 grade. I would put him as a fringe wide receiver 2 flex.
Yeah.
Would you agree with me on that?
I would agree with that.
Okay.
I would agree with that.
Pittman, I don't like.
I like both
Pitts.
of them. I do like both of them.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I don't like Pitts. If I was to pick a tight end in this game, I would pick Dissly over Pitts. Would you? Or would you take him? He hasn't been consistent enough for me. He started the season real hot, and I was like, this guy's going to be nice now.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say no even with Kirk Cousins as his quarterback, but
no.
But yeah, no. I think I would lean it, but it's not by like much.
No, it's not by a ton. I think that Will Dissly probably has 57 yards on 6 catches, and Pitts has 3 catches for 40 yards. Something like that. Yeah, but who are you going to take in this game here? Are you going NFC or AFC?
Oh man,
this is a hard one.
I know.
I'm going to take the Chargers. I'm wearing the Chargers jersey.
Yeah.
I'm
just gonna be opposite. I'll take Atlanta.
All right, you're taking Atlanta. I'm taking the Chargers. Bolt up. Let's go. San Diego. Not San Diego. Los Angeles. Whatever. Should get back to San Diego. Anyways, next game. This one I think is one of the last 1:00 games here. Nope. We have 2 more after that. 3 more. Wow, a lot of 1:00 games. I thought they would have spread this out better with Thanksgiving. Good job. Not. We're gonna have like
Fine.
one game to watch at 4 o'clock. Anyways, this is the Jets. They will be hosting
Welcome to
the
the
Seahawks.
NFL.
Yeah. Seahawks. Geno Smith drafted by the Jets, kicked off the Jets team. This is his comeback over to MetLife Stadium.
This is the first time he's been back to
I think it's his
New
second.
York
I think it's his second.
as a starter.
Yeah, because he plays against the Giants sometimes. So and they play.
Oh
the same
yeah,
stadium, so.
But like he hasn't played the Jets.
I don't think that he has. I can't think of it off the top of my head. I'm not a big Geno Smith fan
Yeah,
to remember. But he does get to play against the team that drafted him and let him go and didn't believe in him. In this game, obviously, there's a lot of things going on with the Jets. Reports have been coming out that Woody, who is the owner.
Woody Johnson.
Yeah, Woody Johnson. He's been listening to his 16-year-old grandson for advice on GM moves for the team.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So young Buck's playing Madden and then hitting up Grandpa for what he did on.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Okay.
Talk
Doesn't
about
sound
a crap franchise.
Yeah. Talk about a really well-run franchises. I mean, both New York teams, garbage.
Hot garbage here. Get your hot garbage.
Yeah, I think that this game, the reason why the Seahawks win, and that's who I'm taking, is because their defense is so much better than the Jets' offense can be. I would say that the score is going to be pretty high in this one. I actually think it'll be like 34-10. Seahawks are going to crush the Jets. I feel like Tyrod Taylor might even come into the football game for the Jets.
Yeah.
I think that's where this goes.
I know. I think Seattle wins this one. I think they win pretty easily as well. I say like 27-10.
Yeah. So
like,
you're in the same range as me. Yeah. I would say in this game, it looks like Breece Hall is 50-50 to play. I would have Braylon Allen ready if you're a Breece Hall owner, just in case, unless you have another option. Garrett Wilson kind of slowed down. Devontae Adams been playing a little bit better, and it's more or less because of favoritism of Aaron Rodgers throwing the football.
Right.
I don't love either of them in this game. However, I would rank them both as wide receiver 3s. I wouldn't put them as 2s. I would put them as 3s because of their undependability.
Yes.
Other than that, though, nobody to really talk about on the Jets side of the football. Opposite side of the football, I don't like Geno Smith in this game regardless. I think this game is won on the ground. However, I think JSN is a play. I think Metcalf is a play. I think K9 is a play. Those would be the 3 guys that I would want in this game.
Yeah.
Those
same.
3 Seahawks.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want any of the Jets. I do have a Jet. I'm playing Garrett Wilson as my flex this week.
Yeah.
We play 3 wide receivers and a flex, guys. I've demoted him the whole way down to flex. So that lets you know what I think of him. We both think the Seahawks roll in this one. Next 1 o'clock game. This shouldn't be a crazy game, but I bet you it ends up being one. This is the Tennessee Titans. They'll be heading up to D.C. to take on the Washington Commanders, who have now lost 2 straight. There's 3 straight.
3 straight.
Lost to the Steelers, lost to the Cowboys.
And the Eagles.
Yes. Okay. Yes, you're right. Yeah, not going so hot for their streak. I still like Jaden Daniels a lot.
I like him better with this matchup.
Yeah, I like him better with this matchup too. I also did earlier have that breaking news. Austin Eckler will not be playing for a while. He's going on IR. Brian Robinson is kind of day-to-day. Looks like he's going to play, but isn't 100% healthy to play. McNichols.
Yeah.
Jeremy McNichols will be plugged and played again. I think that's somebody you can go ahead and pick up. Now that Austin Eckler's on IR, they do use 2 running backs a lot.
Yep.
McNichols is going to be the guy who takes over in the passing game because Brian Robinson Jr. is not a pass-catching back. I would add him.
Yeah.
I think
if
10, 12 leagues.
If you have someone you can drop.
Yeah, or if you got someone who's, if you have Austin Eckler, throw him in your IR spot, pick up McNichols. That's not a terrible idea.
Or that too, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Or like if you're holding on to Zamir White for whatever reason.
Drop him. Taking a look at some fantasy players, I'm just going to ask you real quick. Do you think the Titans can even win this game?
I think they can, but I don't
Me
think
too.
they will.
I don't think they will. You taking the Commanders?
Yeah.
I am as well.
But this game, I think this one's going to be closer.
I think it is too. I think 17-24, maybe 20 to 24 to 20, something like that.
17-14.
Or 17-14. You think it's going to be lower scoring?
Yeah.
Okay.
Scoring.
Defense is going to win the day in this one, he thinks. So I for fantasy players, this is a little slimmer. I'm going to take Terry McLaurin, Zach Ertz, Jaden Daniels. And then over here on the Titans side,
Pollard.
it's Pollard.
And that's it. Really.
A lot of people like Nick Westbrook-Akine, though, now. A lot of people
has
do.
had a touchdown in the last, what, four
games?
in a row?
Yeah.
Yeah. 4 games?
And
I wouldn't trust him.
I wouldn't trust him. I for the last couple of weeks have been saying don't roster him, but like I think we're at the point 14 and 16 man leagues. If he's still out there for some reason, you pick him up.
Well, okay, but the last week he had like 2 catches for 15 yards and a touchdown. So like that's not really worth it.
No, it's not
at all.
But the week before he had a 98-yard touchdown.
I understand that. I understand
So-
that. But like how often? And that was his only catch for the game.
I know it was.
So,
it was. Yeah, I don't like Westbrook-Akine still all that much. I do think that if you're in a deeper format, he is somebody to consider rostering for
Deep
playoffs.
format.
Yeah, 14-16.
Deep format.
14-16 or above. Other than that, though, do you like Brian Robinson at all in this game? And do you like Will Levis at all in this game? Because those are the two guys I kind of left off the board. Will Levis playing against a defense that is not amazing.
No. I know. I don't like Will Levis.
Nah, I would keep him on the bench because every
And I'm
quarterback's playing
like
this week.
It's iffy about Robinson
Yeah,
Jr.
I wouldn't want to play Robinson Jr.
He's been too hurt.
He's been too hurt, and to
all
add
year.
on, the Titans defense just shut down Joe Mixon last week.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't like running back play on that team
I think
this
the
week.
2 people from Washington is really just Daniels and Scary Terry.
I like Ertz too.
Maybe.
But I will say that he is kind of like how I said to you earlier with Evan Ingram. He may make 10th, but barely 10th.
Yeah,
you know,
maybe.
But we're both taking Washington in this game. I think they'll pull it out. They'll get off that losing streak here and push towards the playoffs a little bit closer. Next game, it's homer time. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers headed out to Raymond. What is the name of their stadium? Don't care. Something Brown Stadium.
Who cares?
I don't know. They eat Skyline chili there, and I hate it. I think there's going to be a lot of people to play in this game. Steelers are projected to lose in Vegas. Did you know that?
Really? They're
Yes,
the underdog.
They are the underdog in this game. How crazy is that? Yeah, but let's break down some of what we think is going to happen in this game. Do you think the Steelers are going to win this one? I do.
I mean, I want them to.
I think that they will. yeah, I want
them to.
I think that they will win this game. I think that the defense of the Bengals is just bad enough that we're going to look good again. After last week's debacle with the Browns, I think we come out hot. Last time we played them last year, George Pickens went off. I was at the game. He went off.
Yeah, no, I remember that one.
So I think that they can pull this one out. Breaking down some fantasy players, this one's got a boatload of them. Do you think Pat Freiermuth makes top 10 tight ends this week?
No.
No? Is he up there with Ingram?
Yeah.
I would say so, too. I think that you got George Pickens. I think you got Najee Harris. I think that Jalen Warren is a sneaky pick. Last week he had 10 carries for 40 yards and a touchdown.
Either running back
For who?
for fantasy.
Why?
I just don't.
Their defense sucks.
I understand this, but I mean, maybe Warren over Najee. Just
I would take Warren over Najee.
But like, I don't know.
I like them in this game just because of how bad the defense is.
The offense looks like the same offense from the last 3 years, man.
This guy is playing Debbie Downer.
We
lost to the Browns in the snow. But 2 weeks ago, he was so hyped.
I just see all the same shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, Mike Tomlin's still the quarterback or head coach. Another thing I wanted to mention is it looks like Arthur Smith has gotten a job offer to become a head coach.
Yes, at North Carolina.
At North Carolina. He hasn't accepted it yet, but he is one of the
he's
top
like their
runners.
top. He's their top guy that they're looking at.
So not looking good for retaining him for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Anyways, getting back on those fantasy players here. For the Bengals, do you think Chase Brown's play?
No.
So you don't like any running backs at all?
I don't like any running back in this game.
All right. The Economist hot take of the week, folks. He doesn't want you to play a single running back in the Cincinnati Steelers game. Okay. Yeah. If that's what you think.
On the Steelers side, I really only like George Pickens.
Okay.
Bengals side, I like both Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
And
that's about it.
You don't
and
like
Joe Burrow. And Joe Burrow.
I was gonna say.
And Joe Burrow.
All right.
Joe
Burrow.
Burrow.
I could vibe on that. If we're gonna pick 4 players in this game, it's the wide receivers, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase,
Pickens,
and then
Burrow.
Joe Burrow is going to be good regardless. I wouldn't play the Pittsburgh Steelers defense in this game. I don't really love them because
I would play the Steelers defense.
God, you and me are so different on this one today. Dude, it's gonna be freaking cold. Like they're gonna run the ball.
I understand this, but like it seems like we always pick off Joe Burrow
Twice,
at least twice,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes I think like the last couple of years we've taken one to the house.
Yeah.
So
We didn't get to play him last year. We played him in the first game of the season, I think, and we didn't play him in the second one.
because he got hurt.
He got hurt. We played the backup, Browning, when we played him when I went and
Jake
watched
Browning.
it. So we haven't seen a lot of Joe Burrow in about a year, you know? So we'll see how the Steelers are able to react to how he plays. I guess we'll stay with those four. I still like the running backs in this game. And personally, on my side of things, I would play any of those running backs in my flex spot. I think I am playing Jaylen Warren, to be completely honest with you. And then Chase Brown, I actually, for some reason, think Chase Brown is the best running back to pick out of the three of the litter, to be completely honest. Would you agree with me on that?
Yes, I would agree with you on that.
Are you taking the Steelers?
I am taking the Steelers.
All right, we're both taking the Steelers on that one. We just disagree about
It's going to be
fantasy,
close,
but,
though.
that's
It's going to be
fine.
one of those stupid close games that we pull our hair out every week.
Can't wait. I don't got that much hair left. I don't even think I pull hair anymore. I just watch it fall out of my head. Yeah, it's like a snow globe.
Yeah.
Anyways, next game here we're going to cover. This is, I think, probably going to be a good one, but I think that one team has a major advantage. This is the Minnesota Vikings at home hosting the Cardinals. I think Minnesota takes this game based on their defense.
Yeah.
I think their defense wins them this football game. I don't think their offense wins them this game at all, but I think their defense is going to be really good. The Cardinals got completely shut down by the Seahawks last week. Like every single player on the team. I don't even know if they broke 100 yards of offense, maybe 200 yards of offense. They were under it for sure.
Yeah.
When we're looking at fantasy players, I will say that as much as I said that, I still am going to play James Conner. I have him benched in 1 week. Or in one league, I have Chuba Hubbard playing over top of him.
Yeah.
This matchup isn't the greatest for running backs.
No, it's not a good matchup for James Conner or any running back on the
No.
Cardinals.
For starters, let's try to give them at least four. On the Cardinals side, would you play Kyler Murray this week? Do you think he is a top 10 quarterback for this week? I would probably say no.
I would say no, but I mean it is Kyler Murray and he can do
And he can run the football.
some wild stuff.
Okay.
MHJ,
I think he has a bad game.
I don't. He hasn't really done much
No.
of late.
For all those highlight reels that we've seen before he played a snap of football in the NFL,
Yeah,
you really thought
he was doing all right early in the year.
He was.
He was doing all right,
He
but
was.
he's tailed off the last couple of weeks.
I think that Trey McBride is a good play in this game.
Trey McBride's always a good play.
Yeah. I think that for the Cardinals, your number one play is Trey McBride. If you're in a I have to situation, Kyler Murray, James Conner, MHJ, they're not bad options. They're just not, best matchup options for this week, in my opinion. On the other side of the football, I kind of like a good bit of people. I like a lot of pass catchers in this team. I like JJ, obviously. I like Addison, even. I like him as a fringe wide receiver 3. Did really good last week. Really good. And then I like Hawkinson as well.
Yeah.
So I like those 3 guys, and I like Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
Aaron Jones has come back. He had that rib problem. It seems to have come and passed. We're both taking the Vikings.
Yeah.
We're both taking the
Both
Vikings
taking the
in this
Vikings.
one. Other than that, though, we're saying play both tight ends in this game. All the wide receivers for the Vikings and AJ, not AJ, Aaron Jones. It is AJ, but
AJ,
whatever.
Aaron Jones.
We think you should play him. Now we're moving into these 4 o'clock games here. There's only a few 4 o'clocks this week.
Yeah, there's
Just
3.
a couple. First one, if that's your team, it's going to be the Rams. Are going to head down to New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Take on the Saints.
Yep.
Who do you have in this game? Kind of give me what you think the score is going to be in this one. I kind of think I know where you're going to land.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to take the Rams.
Yeah, I figured
In
as
this
much,
one.
and rightfully so.
I don't think the Saints have enough on defense to slow them down.
No,
with-
definitely not.
Between Kyron Williams, between Cooper Kupp, Puka Nakua,
And Tyler Higbee's coming back.
and Higbee's coming back.
I don't think he's going to play
You
this
know,
week.
Yeah, but I mean, just with those 3 alone, like
Mhm.
it's hard to stop all 3 of them.
No, I completely
So-
agree.
I just think it'll be a good game.
I think it'll be a close
It'll
game.
be a good game.
I think this is another game where we see Taysom Hill do well.
Do you?
I do. I think that there's certain teams that I kind of mentally categorize that are in the same field of play, and for some reason, I think that the Rams and the Browns are the same thing. It's just that the Rams are really good on offense,
except
and the
one's
Browns
better,
are really good on
and
defense.
it's like one's better than. Well, I just think the Rams are a better team all around.
Oh, they are a better team all around.
To the Browns, so like it's like a weird.
They both have good coaches.
Yeah, okay,
I think
I'll
Kevin
give you that,
Stefanski's a good.
Oh yeah, I think he's a good coach.
Yeah.
He's just coaching the Browns.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair point. I think that I'm also going to take the Rams with you in this game. If I'm looking at the Saints side of the football, and if I have any of their fantasy players, I do like Taysom Hill as a tight end. I think he does make the top 10 tight ends this week.
Yeah.
We all have to.
And
remember.
Kamara's is just an automatic start.
Automatic start. Yes. And that was the only other person I wanted to mention. Maybe MVS is a flyer. I don't think so. I would keep him on your
maybe
bench.
he 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, and the Rams' passing defense isn't the greatest.
Yeah.
On the Rams side of the football, though, this is easy. I think you could probably play Matt Stafford this week. I think he makes top 10 quarterbacks. He's been playing really well the last couple of weeks.
I think you could.
I think Puka is going to play better than Cooper Kupp, but I think that both are starters. And then I would say Kyron Williams is a play as well.
Yeah, all three of them are.
I think that's your plays for that game, guys. Two guys on the Saints, obviously, and then the regular set of starters for that Rams team that has everyone back and passing the ball like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
We're both taking the Rams in that one. Next game.
Oh, this one.
This game's going to be interesting, I think.
Really?
I think
Oh, yeah. The Panthers are playing better.
they're playing better.
So-
I didn't say that it's going to be close. I just said interesting.
Yeah.
Now that's that, and I want to make sure to point that out because I think that Baker Mayfield balls out.
Yeah. So
I think that Baker Mayfield ends up quarterback 2 this
got
week.
the Buccaneers going to
2
Carolina.
Oh yeah, did I not say that?
No, I mean,
But I think they assumed to know.
yeah,
We said enough.
I don't know, but
did you hear me that?
that makes it that's probably why it makes this more interesting because it's in
Carolina. Yeah, where there's going to
So-
be no fans. We could probably go. I bet you it'd be like $4. We pay more in gas than we would.
Yeah, I'm not
for the
trying to do
ticket.
that.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard me say it, but I think that Baker Mayfield is quarterback 2 this week. Quarterback 2 overall. Number 2 quarterback.
Number 2 quarterback.
Number 2 quarterback in fantasy football
Yeah.
for week 13.
So okay, maybe.
I think so. I think he has like a 30-point game.
Maybe we'll see.
Well, I guess, yeah, I guess we'll see. Jordan Whitehead, defensive safety for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers yesterday, got put on IR for the rest of the season.
Yes, I saw
So they're a little short in the backfield. I will say that for starters in this game, for fantasy on Tampa's side, it's pretty easy to call them out. We got Mike Evans is going to be an obvious play in this game. Baker Mayfield's going to be a play. I think both Bucky and Rashid White are plays in this game.
I like Bucky over White.
Oh, yeah. I like Bucky more than White. I would say Bucky is a running back, too. I think that White is a flex player.
Yes.
And then K. Dotton. He had a
Yeah,
slow week
Kate
last
Otten
week.
he's still
A tight end 1.
Tight end 1.
I put him in the top 10 for this week as well. I think he has a comeback week. Last week wasn't the greatest week for K. Dotton.
Yeah, I can see that.
Carolina side of the football, getting a little slimmer, but I mean, Chuba Hubbard's a play. I would keep Jonathan Brooks benched, not dropped. He only had 2 rushes last week. He got 7 yards. Maybe it was 3 rushes. But either way, he's going to get used more. They obviously needed to get him in tune with playing. He's never played a professional game before and blew his knee halfway last season. Shouldn't have expected him to play a lot of carries last week. I'd keep him on the bench. Do you think David Moore, who is a top streaming wide receiver, is a play?
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, I think last week is not the norm
Right.
for him.
I think that he helped expose our thought earlier that Kansas City is kind of frauds.
Yeah. But I think well, their other rookie wide receiver, Coker.
Coker and
Jalen
Leggett.
Coker is out.
He is.
Coker is out.
And that's why he's playing.
So
his
that's
stead.
that's why David Moore is playing
Okay.
has been playing. But I mean, possibly. I mean, he did catch 8 balls for like 90 some yards.
Yeah. I would say Thielen's more of a start than he is.
I would say Thielen is more of the start than he is too.
Yeah,
And
I would put
this is
Thielen
the
in
second
flex
week.
consideration.
Yeah, me too. Because
Yeah.
this is his second week back from his injury, so he's probably on some type of limited snap count.
I think he'll be good though. He was decent last game.
Yeah.
He wasn't over and above really good, but Adam Thielen is basically a fast tight end on the football field.
Yeah,
That's what I
He's
consider.
a nice, savvy vet.
Absolutely. So yeah, guys, and recap on this one. We're both taking Bucks. You taking the Bucks?
Yeah, I'm taking Buccaneers.
We're both taking the Buccaneers. I think that Baker Mayfield is going to be the number 2 quarterback in all of fantasy football this week. Bucky Irving is a plug running back 2. Rashad White is a flex running back for this week. Chuba Hubbard, I would also play as a running back too. And then we said maybe on the David Moore, but definitely on the Mike Evans. Let's take a look at our next game here. The next 4 o'clock game was the Eagle. Oh no, is this 4 o'clock? It's 4:25. Same thing, I guess, right? This is the Baltimore Ravens who are going to be hosting the Eagles.
Yes.
And this is probably going to be the most entertaining football game of the week.
Yes.
You got the number 1 and number 2 rushers in the NFL playing against each other. You've got 2 of the more mobile quarterbacks in the NFL playing against each other.
Yep.
You've got the tush push versus Lamar's juke moves. Where do you think this game ends up? Which team wins? Which team has an advantage? And why do they have an advantage? I gave you a lot.
You did. You gave me a lot. But see, it's just Lamar Jackson
is too good at football.
He tears up NFC teams. Like they destroyed the Lions earlier this year.
The Baltimore Ravens?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is that their only loss?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Yeah, and like Baltimore handed it to him. But, and that's a big but.
Okay.
I just like the Eagles better.
Okay.
I think they're a better football team.
You think you think the Eagles are going to win this football game?
I think the Eagles are going to win this football game.
And you are right. The final of that football game, I wanted to look it up. It was 38-6 on October 22nd. This was last year, though.
This was last year?
Yeah, they didn't play this year, but the last time they played, which they had the same teams.
No, okay, it wasn't the Lions this year. Who did they? Okay, so they whooped up on Washington.
I think the Lions lost to Green Bay.
Green Bay. I forget. Yeah, then
I'll look it up.
Yeah, look up their schedule.
I will. I'm going to look up their schedule.
Because
in this game, somebody just somebody who's not a part of the podcast just joined our Discord. One of our friends.
I mean,
who's playing a video game.
We're muted, so
that's funny.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think you said the Eagles. I think that the Eagles also win this game. That's my personal opinion. I think that it's built on the defense. I think that if we're looking at both offenses are really amazing. They both have, Derrick Henrys and Saquons and A.J. Browns and Zay Flowers and Lamars and all those people. But if there's one thing that we can see on those opposite sides of the field is that if Roquan Smith isn't playing,
he's playing this
is
week.
He? Is Kyle Hamilton playing?
I mean, he played last week.
Did he play last week? He left for a play. I wasn't sure if it was for like a major injury. But with those guys back, it evens the playing field up maybe a little bit, but I still think the Eagles' defense is up here, and the Ravens' defense is
and that's why I think the Eagles can win this game.
Yeah. I am going to go with you on the Eagles. I've decided.
Yeah,
that's my answer. I'm going with the Eagles. I think that if we're talking fantasy, I think that there is going to be some surprises in this football game, and those surprises I think are
is Devontae Smith healthy?
I didn't see a good update on Devontae Smith. My updates that I seen last time on him, it was still a watch for 90 minutes before the game kind of thing.
So he's a game time.
Yeah, he's a game time decision. So that's why I'm going to leave him out of all my strategic plans this week. I'm not going to play him. I would say that on what I was saying, though, I think that the surprises will be that Saquon and Derrick Henry do not end up the top 3 in the top 3.
They'll have like normal days.
And they'll have both have normal pedestrian days. I'm not saying they're going to do bad, guys. I'm just saying that you're not going to see highlight reels out of either of these guys tomorrow.
They're not going to go over 200 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Nope. I wouldn't. I would be surprised. I would be surprised if they break 100 yards on the ground.
I would be surprised.
Yeah.
I think Saquon has a better chance of getting 100 yards total.
Yes.
Rushing and receiving, but.
Yeah, I think it's a slower day for both of these gentlemen. Looking just to wrap this one up for fantasy people, it's a big game. This is a big one for starters. We'll start out with the Eagles. I think you got Saquon, you got Hurts. I would be okay with Goddard as well. and then obviously A.J. Brown. Now, looking at the other side of the football, we slim out a little bit, but there's still some good plays here. We got Lamar. We got King Henry. I like Mark Andrews. And then if you need to, I know this is crazy. We usually don't like him. Zay Flowers. Why? Why Zay Flowers? Zay Flowers is number 4 in the league in receiving yards.
Yeah.
You got to play him. So I think Zay Flowers is a play as well. Both me and Ben are going to be taking the Philadelphia Eagles in this one, guys. Moving into the next one. This is our Sunday night football game. This is a game.
When this was scheduled, this was like, yeah, this is going to be a really good game. But like the Niners aren't that good this year, folks.
No, they aren't. This is the Niners. They'll be heading up to Buffalo to take on the Bills at home. I think the Bills have a major advantage because of cold, because of home game.
It snowed up there.
It snowed a lot up there. Actually, we're 2 hours from Erie, guys. There's no snow here, but if you travel 2 hours north, which is just an hour from Buffalo, there's like 3 feet of snow. They're supposed to get 18 inches of snow today.
Yeah.
So that game is going to be a blizzard. Yesterday, Brock Purdy went on a radio show in San Francisco and was talking to the co-host. I was listening to it. Don't ask me why. I have no life. But anyways, he said that he will be playing. It hasn't been announced yet, but he feels good enough to play.
Okay.
So
that's good.
It looks like you're going to get Brock Purdy.
That actually makes it
a little more
better.
even. Even.
That makes it better for the Niners.
Yeah, I still think that the Niners can't pull this out. One thing that
I don't think they do either.
I would be worried about this. Tendinitis. When is tendinitis the worst?
When it's cold.
When it is cold outside, and he has tendinitis in two different parts of his body.
Achilles.
Yeah, in both of his Achilles. So I don't think that's I think you're going to see a lot more Jordan Mason tomorrow, purely because of that. I think
so.
I do. I really do.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just feel like, just from my personal, and I mean, I'm not no athlete or anything like McCaffrey is, but even now today, my ankle still hurts from ripping my Achilles in the cold. It still feels stiffer. I still can't move it the same as when it's warm out. So,
I think from any Niners that I like in this one, I think it's a Debo game.
You think it's a Debo day?
I think it's a Debo
because of how cold it is. They keep it on the ground with him. Do a little bit of some end arounds, a little bit of that kind of fancy stuff.
Yeah. I think it's Debo day.
I could honestly see that.
Debo Kittle.
I think Debo and Kittle. That's who I was going to say. So are we both taking the Bills, or are you taking the 49ers in this game?
You know what? I'm going to take the upset.
Okay. All right. And hey, it's highly possible. These guys could still make the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. They could still win their division.
Yeah. They're the bottom of the barrel right now. But, I mean, the bottom is 5 and 6. Every one of these teams are about one game off of each other.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Bills. When I'm thinking of fantasy players for this week, we obviously have Kincaid out on the Bills. I like Shakir. Shakir's going to be a decent play in this game.
Yeah, he
just because of his target usage for PPR.
Yeah.
It's just how it is. I don't like to say that Lou's right. It's my least favorite thing to do on the entire planet. But he's right. Shakir's not a bad wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3 play for you. I don't necessarily love Amari Cooper, who is on my personal fantasy team. I have him benched for this game. Tre'Davious Ward is out. Lenore is out. Those are their big corners. I still don't love the play just because of how cold it's going to be and how snowy and windy it's going to be. I just don't think it's a great game for passing.
It's hard to trust really
any of the Buffalo Bills wide receivers.
Other than Shakir.
Other than Shakir. Yeah, I would agree. So at that, Josh Allen, James Cook. Those three. Shakir, James Cook, and Josh Allen. San Francisco's side, you're obviously playing CMC. You drafted him first overall in your draft. So CMC, Kittle, and he's going Debo because he thinks he's going to get used in some special packages. I would probably stay away from Pearsall. I would stay away from Jennings in this game, guys.
I wouldn't stay away from Jennings. I would stay away from Pearsall, but I like Jennings.
You like Jennings in this one?
Yeah.
Okay, especially if Brock
Jennings
Purdy's
produces whenever he has to step up and be that wide receiver.
For sure. He's also one of Brock Purdy's favorite targets as well. So, yeah, we'll see how that one works out. I'm taking the Bills. He's taking the 49ers. Here's the last game that we have for the week for you guys. This is the Browns. They'll be heading up to Mile High to take on the Broncos. Bo Nix was questionable all week. He has come off of the injury report. He's good to go. In this game, I think it's pretty slim on fantasy starters all across the board. I think I would go with Bo Nix on the Denver Broncos. I would go with Cortland Sutton. I think Devon Vele is a good filler player for you. If you picked him up this week, you could probably play him against the Browns. Other than that, I don't like any of the running backs. Estime, McLaurin, or McLaughlin. Or is it McLaughlin? Yeah, Jaleel McLaughlin.
Yeah.
Yeah. McLaughlin.
McLaughlin.
I don't like him. I'm not going to say his name again. I don't like Estime.
I don't like any of the running
And I don't like Javonte Williams either. Opposite side of the football, I don't think this is a huge day for Nick Chubb like he had against the Steelers last week with 2 touchdowns. I do think he has an okay day. I would put him a flex consideration. I think Jerry Jeudy's going to have an okay day. This is his game back, going back to his old team. I think he has an okay day, not a great day. Jameis, middle tier day. I don't think he does as good as Bo Nix. And then Njoku would be my last player that I would consider for starting in this game.
Yeah.
Is there anybody that I missed that you would think of?
Denver's defense.
Yes, good call. I would play Denver's defense for sure.
Defense.
I actually am playing Denver's defense and didn't even remember that. So nice call. Who are you going to take in this game? I'm taking Denver.
I'm taking Denver.
You taking Denver as well? I figured as much. Was there anything else that you wanted to cover coming up here? Anything for this week that you wanted to mention for anybody before we sign off and go into our Q&A section?
No, I think we got all.
Okay. All right.
All covered.
Well, guys, hey, if you were listening here on YouTube or if you were or watching on YouTube or listening on Spotify, we appreciate you. We hope you're subscribed to us and you're coming back for the next one. Check out all of our content. And, yeah, we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, we'll be here.
See you guys later.